Hi everyone, I'm Kathy P. Sagun. Today I would like to share with you Moore's three types of interaction. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to differentiate the three types of interaction in distance education. I'll cover the interaction in a traditional face-to-face setting and in distance education setting. I'll also cover the value of interaction in distance education, and I'll focus on Moore's three types of interaction. As we all know, interaction plays a vital role in traditional classroom settings. To enhance fruitful interaction, it is essential to create learning situations that promote collaboration and negotiation to facilitate the learning process. The emergence of distance education settings with technology integration has provided new opportunities for learning. But it is essential to consider the unique properties of online learning and the different types of interaction that takes place. Effective course design, platform for learner-learner interaction, and the key role of instructors are crucial for successful learning outcomes. Distance education involves highly interactive environments, making interaction critical to its design and success. Over the years, researchers like Moore and Anderson, Garrison, Cleveland Enos, Thurmond and Wambach, Hirumi and Street have provided multiple definitions of interaction. Interaction involves various forms that aim to increase the learner's engagement with course content, other learners, the instructor, and the technological medium used in the course. Interaction should be designed based on the needs of the learner, and its goal is to increase understanding of the course content or mastery of defined goals. As distance education continues to evolve, interaction will remain a necessary component of its design and implementation. Let's focus our attention to distinguished Professor Emeritus Michael G. Moore. He said that educators need to agree on the distinction between three types of interaction. The three types of interaction are learner to content interaction, learner to instructor interaction, and learner to learner interaction. This is an overview of the three types of interaction and its definition. We will discuss this in detail in the next slides. To illustrate Moore's three types of interaction, let's watch a short video clip. Arlene is studying a chemistry online course. She is engaging in the first type of interaction, learner to content interaction. She needs some guidance on a topic, so she decided to email her professor. This is an example of a second type of interaction, learner to instructor interaction. She decided to post a new thread in the discussion forum with her classmates, talking about her problem on how to prepare a buffer solution. This is an example of the third type of interaction, learner to learner interaction. Professor Eddie joins the discussion forum, providing valuable feedback to Arlene and her classmates. This is an example of a combination of the second and third types of interaction, learner to instructor and learner to learner interaction. Arlene is now working on a case study group project with two other classmates. They are sharing ideas, collaborating, and learning from each other. This is an example of a combination of the first and third types of interaction, learner to content and learner to learner interaction. To support the scenario that I have shared about Arlene, let's deep dive into the three types of interaction. The first type of interaction is the learner to content interaction. This interaction takes place between the learner and the content or subject of study. It is a defining characteristic of education, and without it, there cannot be education. It is true intellectual interacting with the content that results in changes in the learner's understanding, perspective, or cognitive structures of the mind. Learner content interaction can take many forms, such as didactic text, home study guides, radio, television, audio tape, videotape, computer software, interactive video discs, and interactive online content. In this type of interaction, no professional teaching expertise is provided and learning is largely self directed. The second type of interaction is learner to instructor interaction. This interaction takes place between the learner and the expert who prepared the subject material or some other instructor. The purpose of this interaction is to stimulate or at least maintain the student's interest in what is to be taught, motivating the student to learn, enhancing and maintaining the learner's interests, including self direction and self motivation. Learner to instructor interaction can take many forms, such as teleconference and correspondence. In this type of interaction, teaching expertise is provided, which allows for more effective interaction with the content. According to adult education research, interaction with an instructor is essential for effective learning. The third type of interaction is learner to learner interaction. This interaction takes place between one learner and another learner, alone or in a group settings, with or without the real-time presence of an instructor. This type of interaction is a new dimension of distance education that will challenge your thinking and practice. Remember that when this paper was written by Moore, it was in 1989, and a lot of changes had happened, including the advancement of technology. But even up to this point, this is still valid and suitable. Inter-learner interaction is extremely valuable for learning and is sometimes even essential. It can assist with stimulation and motivation for younger learners, but it is not as important for most adults and advanced learners who tend to be self-motivated. Learner-to-learner interaction can take many forms, such as face-to-face classrooms, distance education techniques, including recording video, computer interaction, asynchronous email, synchronous computer, or maybe chatting. In this type of interaction, the teaching expertise is provided, which allows for the development of expertise, testing it, and teaching important principles regarding the nature of knowledge and the role of the scholar as a maker of knowledge. Adult education research suggests that inter-learner interaction is a valuable resource for learning, but its effectiveness depends on the circumstances of the learner and their level of autonomy. Distance education has come a long way in the past few decades. With the rapid expansion of telecommunications, educators now have more tools than ever to deliver our lessons to students. However, with all these new technologies, it's important to remember the basic principles of effective teaching. Distance educators should plan for all three types of interactions and use the expertise of educators and communication specialists in both traditional and newer media to achieve maximum effectiveness. For our discussion, I'd like you to think about these two questions and reflect on your own experiences as a learner or an educator in a distance education setting. Number one, how can educators effectively design course content to promote fruitful interaction in distance education? And number two, In what ways does the effectiveness of inter-learner interaction in online learning depend on the circumstances of the learners and their level of autonomy? You're encouraged to post your answers to these questions in our discussion forum. If you would like to learn more about this topic, you can refer to the following journal paper: Moore's editorial on three types of interaction, published in the American Journal of Distance Education, and the Compiti and others on their paper, An Interaction Framework for Open and Distance Learning, published in the Journal of Information Technology. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you've learned something from me today. Be blessed and be a blessing to others. Bye, everyone.